Last month, Aquarius, the beginning of the month sort of saw you in a new fresh cycle. You were feeling good, but there was an undercurrent of loss, perhaps from the previous month. And even while you were feeling optimistic and you had made some decisions to move forward, there were still some challenges and frustrations that you had. So let's see if they've been resolved or if there's anything to reflect upon from that. Let's get going. Now, because I'm on retreat, in a yoga retreat, I was given these cards a couple of months ago, and this yoga retreat practices traditional Indian, I suppose, philosophy, psychology, and religious practices. It's all vegan. It uses Ayurvedic and meditation. So I thought, what a perfect deck of cards to bring along as my instigators for the readings. This one keeps on coming up for me. I've seen it 3 times now. So we're going to have that as one of your cards. And also I thought, even though this deck is beautiful, I have so many, I thought I might leave it here because it has actual phrases from their teachings. So overcoming fear will be one card for you today, and friend or enemy. So I'll read those to you. We'll see how we go. See if we can refer back to those during the reading. Friend or enemy. For one who has controlled the mind, it is the best of friends, but for one who has failed to do so, it remains the greatest enemy. So yeah, your mind can be your best and worst friend, and sometimes we can't control it. Overcoming fear. There's an army in the background there. That sentence. Oh yes. Okay. No effort on the yoga path is ever lost, nor can any obstacle ever hold one back forever. Just a little progress on this path can protect one from the greatest fear. Okay. So looking for protection from fear. Okay, let's get started with the numerical deck, the deck that I created over the last couple of years, made with my collage art. I'm an artist and teacher. It's based on numerology and tarot influences. As I've said in many a reading, I am not a master of any of those. I am just a dabbler. So I will be using the numerical deck for the initial spread, using the numerical layout. Just take a pop out there, and then I'll clarify with the Rider-Waite Smith. Alright, so dive right in with a little pop out. We'll see if that re-emerges in a minute or two. Okay, for Aquarius. Here we go. Okay, Aquarius. Okay, where your head's at, where your body's at, and the root of it all. Head, body, and the root of it all. Head, body, and the root of it all. I was just thinking these cards hadn't come up at all today, and here they are, just for you, Aquarius. Okay, we've got a lot of blue, a fair bit of red, 3 red, 4 blue, and some green. Okie dokie. So in the middle of the month sees you working on your skill sets, combining skills, maybe skills that seem like a little bit opposite, and joining them together to move forward in a creative way. You are being influenced by a new cycle, and you're being asked to analyze and look at the whole picture, the beginning, the climax, and the resulting end. This could be important leading towards the middle of the month. So a higher road also means take the higher ground, so being a bit virtuous, maybe making decisions that are not based on selfish interests and more on a community aspect or the general good. Your head's at, you're feeling a little bit guarded perhaps, but you're also feeling maybe fairly intuitive. The High Priestess in this deck, actually I might read that to you. I haven't read her out yet. She's in the Psychic Master suit, or the Visionary Master suit. Visionary Master, and it's blue in my deck. and being number 1. So, the High Priestess keeps her identity and thoughts concealed. Her red cloak is flecked with blue and she wears an elaborate headdress. If you look closely, you can see small sets of hidden eyes in the folds of her clothing. These eyes represent her coven, her support network, which she trusts deeply. She's a leader, a keeper of traditions and law. Are you feeling a call to lead? Are you a leader in search of a support network? Do you have an ambitious plan? Who will you work with? Resonating with leadership, ambition, and determination, the High Priestess trusts her instincts and relies on her inner wisdom. She is resourceful, self-reliant, and uses creative approaches to manifest her desires. Like the High Priestess, you are called to channel ambition and persistence as you set your plans into motion. Take the first steps toward your goal with confidence, but be patient. Success doesn't happen overnight. The High Priestess knows that progress builds over time. She encourages you to stay committed even when the path is challenging. Remember, you don't have to go alone. Seek out mentors and wise counsel to help shape your path, but keep your vision concealed until the time is right. This approach allows you to build a strong foundation before revealing your intentions to the world. Taking calculated, thoughtful action is key to achieving your goals. When negatively aspect, this card signals secrets and hidden truths. You may suspect there's more to a situation or a person. Trust your intuition and stay observant. So I would say this is more about where your head is at, and I would suggest that it is more about keeping your thoughts under wrap until you can launch. So perhaps if we think about the beginning of the month, and if we look at it in an opportunity mode or an active mode, it could be that you're about to spring into action. You've got these plans, you've got these skill sets that you want to combine. You've got an idea, but you're keeping it under wraps. You're keeping it under your cloak, keeping it under your hat until the time is right to set the wheels in motion. And I think you're probably contemplating these cycles or these steps in the cycle, trying to nut them out before you proceed. During the middle of the month, you feel like you need to perhaps hide and seek, remove yourself from a situation so you can get a new perspective, or just get away from the noise. An element of that is that you're trying to have some sense of control. Perhaps you feel, because this is all 8, 9, and 6, perhaps you're feeling like you don't have any control, and that's why, or you're being controlled. So even though you're feeling strong, the strength comes in removing yourself from that situation and getting a different perspective. Control in this card is often considered a little bit negative because you're trying to control the inevitable, and there is an element of that. You know, she's trying to control these lumbering elephants and ancient turtles, well, on this hand of this sort of ancient skull. So, I mean, we can't control time, and we can't control the plot of nature. We can't control the evolution of time and space, but we can sit back and try to get a bit of a look on it. So, middle of the month, you're feeling quite strong, but that strength is needed so that you can sort of take yourself out of that picture and get a better look at it. And it's got to do with control, whether you're trying to control the situation or someone else is trying to control the situation. I keep on being attracted to these sort of these cameras that are sort of, you know, street control. So perhaps there's a level of oppressive control coming from there. Moving to the end of the month, it's looking much better. You've got the Loving Master, which is the ultimate card in this deck, and she is about self-love and sacrifice and love of others and a caring nature. The Loving Master, or the Master Teacher, teaches you life's lessons, and I suppose in life you're learning that there is no place like home. No place like home doesn't have to represent an actual physical house. It could be a state of mind, it could be a state of friendship, it could be a state of community, a place, you know, for example, if you're a part of a certain type of community group in the world that's feeling pressure, which there's lots of people out there right now who are, you might need to find your people so that you do have this no place like home sort of feeling, like the Wizard of Oz. Click your heels together and find your people, and that is the root of this loving source. So perhaps after you've sort of contemplating this launch and you've reflected and removed yourself from a situation, even though you feel quite strong, you're looking for some sense of control, that will move you into a loving state, and that loving state is only guaranteed if you can find a sense of place. Now, that sense of place may be found online. This card for me is a card of communication. It's also about being alone, but also being successful. This digital nomad is, has their baby in a basket on their head, and they're walking the digital highway, taking themselves off for new adventures, or even just a bucket of water to wash the baby down. So digital nomad for me is about communication, perhaps this sort of loving community that you're so desperately needing. Is will be found online. Doesn't mean that it'll exist only online, but it means its inception may be there. If we read across this way, we could say that you start the month feeling sort of knowing but not knowing is what I'm kind of getting. Like, there's more to this. You're feeling quite strong and passionate, and perhaps there's going to be a communication that you feel will be successful. How you're actually feeling is that you're trying a bit of a balancing act. It leaves you feeling like you need to become a bit of a recluse and self-reflect. But after that reflection, if and when you find your safe place, then you can actually feel that love that you deserve. And if we go through the bottom, going through the motions, trying to work out the patternation, trying to relinquish control or loosen the reins so that you're not giving yourself, stiff arms, stiff neck, and moving on to a place where you can feel safe. All right, Aquarius. Every time I say Aquarius, I just want to sing that song. Aquarius. Okay, showing my age, 1970s baby. All right, so overcoming fear. I guess that could come here too. Fear, reflecting, fear of the unknown, fear of unknowing the outcome, fear of not being able to control everything, but just releasing it and getting to a good place. Trying to make sure that you can, lock in to a safe space where you can be heard and you can be treated with respect. No one deserves to be treated without respect, unless they are disrespectful. Okay, so for Aquarius, a bit of clarification for the Rider-Waite deck. Alrighty, here we go. So, beginning of the month, sort of looking at what happened last month, maybe not focusing on the things that you do still have. You've got to regroup and get your skills kind of working for you, not against you. Don't focus on the negative, focus on the positive. The middle of the month sees you looking for something new, a change, a new opportunity, and you feel like you don't have any control over your circumstances at that time. So even though you're feeling strong because you've been in contemplation, and you have been taking a different point of view, you still feel like you're fairly isolated and that the grass is potentially greener on the other side, but it is heralding a change. This is definitely about a poverty mindset, trying to control things or not being in control of things and letting it get the best of you. Okay, you can't control it. It's just the way it is. Stop looking at the grieving and start looking at the positives. The world is your oyster, I guess you could say, with the loving master. And if we look at this, contemplate these new connections. It's a 4 and a 5, and we've got a 4 and a 6, and then we have 21, which is 3. Okay, so contemplate, think about, relax into, and enjoy these new connections, this new information. You are at the completion of a cycle, and you have attained the love that you will need to move forward, to make things, to decide things for yourself. This loving community of support will be the backbone for you growing your own backbone, if that makes sense. It's like, it's the cord inside the bone. You have the bone structure, you're assembling it like Lego, and the cord that runs through your spine that makes everything else work is there, and it's loving, it's supported, it's cabled in. And know that with the Emperor, it's quite powerful, this sense of home. An emperor is a king, he's a leader, he ensures the wealth and benefits of all of his people, servants, people of his realm. So look for a leader of love. And then you might get to find that level of contemplation and solace through communication. Bit mysterious, this one. Overcoming fear is definitely locked in through here, this middle part. So don't be afraid of your own power. Don't be afraid of stepping out of your comfort zone to have a quick think. Don't focus on the negative. Don't try to control everything. You just bloody well can't. Okay? Stop it. Stop it. All right, there is going to be an element of release, and it comes with information, connections, potentially through the digital world, because it's how we do everything now. But if we were back in the days before the internet, you know, it'd be in a letter or a communication, probably be a telephone card or something. Remembering that you are this woman that's completed all the cycles. You have Leo and Taurus, angels, etc. on your side. You are balanced, you are whole, you're like a beautiful I don't know, Renaissance painting. You're valuable and you're loved. That love is coming from a very strong and powerful place. Do not let it dominate you, but at the same time respect it, because it's something that is very rarely found, and it gives you the power and the determination to move forward. Wowzers. Okay, Aquarius, I feel like that was a long one. Yeah. Be your best friend. Don't be your worst enemy. Good luck with July, Aquarius.